One, two, three. Hey everybody, my name is Joe Robinson, and in this video we're going to talk about 7 habits to become a master guitarist. Now, let's define what I mean by a master guitarist. I'm not necessarily talking about someone who plays guitar on the highest level possibly imaginable. I'm just talking about someone who can play whatever they want to play with ease, with beautiful time, beautiful tone, beautiful touch, beautiful musicality. And that's a place that I believe anyone out there can get to. If you want to play on the level of a Paco de Lucia or a Tommy Emmanuel at the highest level possible with the instrument, that takes some serious dedication and some serious sacrifice to reach that level of playing. But if you want to just be able to play great songs, you want to be able to write songs, you want to be able to play some lead guitar, you want to be able to play in a band, you want to be able to have a great time playing music and have other people love what you play, then you don't need to sacrifice your entire life to get to that place. You do have to pick up some habits that I'm going to share with you in this video, and I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people out there who have not even considered some of these habits I'm going to discuss with you. And stick around at the end for the bonus tip, which is something that I only just learned quite recently. I have a portal where you can access all my free backing tracks, free tab, as well as my guide, The 5 Pillars of Fingerstyle Mastery, and all the gear I use at Guitarist. It's like this big archive of free stuff that I'm inviting you to participate in. Just click the link below if you'd like to download my free everything. There you go. How's that for a pitch? Like and subscribe to my channel as well while you're there. So if you do these things, I guarantee you can become a guitar master. There's a little caveat here because hardly anyone does all of them. Number 1 is to play regularly with other musicians who are better than you. You want to be the guy on the bandstand or the girl on the bandstand who is like the weak link or the most inexperienced or the person who's kind of just looking around, asking yourself, am I playing the right thing? Is my timing good? Is my feel good? If you're playing with people who are looking to you asking that, then you're not going to really benefit like you will if you're playing with other people who are better than you. That is a big, big secret and a big way, well, a really effective way to get very good very fast is to jump in the deep end with people who are more accomplished than you. They don't have to be dramatically more accomplished, although if they are, that's great. But even just people who are a little bit further down the line than you, that can have real benefits to your playing if you just get around those people, because you'll learn, they'll become mentors to you. Having mentors is the reason I can do what I do. Tommy Emmanuel has been a great mentor to me. Robin Ford, Eric Johnson, all these people have been great mentors to me. I have dozens and dozens of people who I've been really fortunate to learn from. Some that I've met, some that I've never met. But if you can get onto a bandstand or write songs or collaborate in any way with people who are more experienced or more refined in their musicianship than you, you will improve. You might not even know it, but you'll get better. I meet so many people who will play me songs and they're pretty serious. Like, people practice a lot and they work really hard on their craft. But I know that the missing element is to get out there and play music for people and get out there and play with other people who are really great and that can mentor you. There's nothing quite like that. So that is number 1 habit, is play regularly with people who are better musicians than you. The second habit is to work hard on relaxing both hands when playing. So it takes a lot of intentional, deliberate practice, which is coming up real soon, to relax both your hands. I meet so many players who play with a left hand that is just too tight on the neck. It has like a death grip, and you get no tone when you grip the neck like that. You want to have the left hand be as loose and relaxed as possible while still fretting the notes cleanly. So you want to play with the minimum amount of pressure with the left hand fingertips to allow the hand to be as relaxed and loose as possible. With the right hand, you want to be able to play at different dynamic levels with ease, without tensing your hand, without tensing your forearm or your shoulders. That's like the principal challenge of learning the guitar, is we're trying to train our hands to execute these really fine motor skills, fine fret movements with really delicate nuances in dynamics and touch, vibrato, tone, everything. We're trying to train our hands to do that when our hands are like, they're just so uncoordinated and they're meant for like grabbing things and shaking hands, writing. But playing an instrument is a whole different level of coordination. And so our hands are going to want to tense up, and they're going to want to have too much tension to play beautifully articulate music. So we've got to work really hard to train our hands to be relaxed. Whenever I'm playing, I'm looking at my hands. I'm kind of tuned into my hands, and if I feel one of my hands tightening up, I'll know that I need to work harder on warming up. I need to practice more with a relaxed technique. It really is a constant chipping away at it to try to get both hands to be relaxed when playing. The third habit is to practice deliberately. Now, I'm sure many people will relate to this feeling of sitting down to practice and playing a song or two, warming up maybe a little bit, feeling like you're just not really getting anywhere. That's a really common feeling. The way to properly practice is deliberately. So you have specific things you're working on. You are accountable in some way. That accountability can come from writing it in a practice journal, which I do. That accountability can come from a teacher listening to you. If you can take in-person lessons with a really great teacher, there's really no substitute for that. It's an amazingly powerful way to learn. But when you practice, you want to be deliberate. It has to require your full focus, your full concentration, and it makes the whole process easier and smoother. It takes stress out of the equation, because if you sit there and you're really focused and intentional, you're going to get results. You're not just going to go around in circles like many people tend to when they sit down and just noodle all the time. So practice deliberately. Work hard on your timing, work hard on your touch, work hard on your songs. All these things require deliberate, intentional practice if you want to reach that level where you can play whatever you want to play with ease. The fourth tip is to develop a great repertoire of songs. Now, repertoire is so important. The songs we play are everything. That's what people listen to when they hear us. They listen to the melodic content that we're playing. And if there's no melody and there's no melodic content, then people are not going to be very interested, generally speaking, in what you're doing. If you have a melody, the melody tells the story. The melody gives people something to latch onto. And if you have a great repertoire of music, you can perform it. That can allow you to get better. Learning the songs themselves will help your technique come together, because there's nothing quite like learning songs for building your technique. We can do exercises all day and night, and there are some exercises that I think are really critical for developing our really fundamental technique. But to broaden out and branch out from that, developing a great repertoire of songs is just so great. Tip number 5 is to work really hard on your timing. Timing is probably the most difficult and the most important thing for a solo guitarist to develop, as well as a guitarist in a band. But if you can get a really good sense of time, develop your pocket, then anyone who plays with you is going to have a much easier time. Anyone who listens to you is going to have a much more enjoyable listening experience. It sounds like, oh yeah, we know we need to practice with a metronome, Joe, but I'm talking about really having good time feel. And that is something that is necessary to work hard to achieve. Nobody jumps out of the gate with great time. It really is something that we've all got to work on. That's my belief anyway. Sixth habit is to record yourself. If you record yourself, you will hear what you really sound like. And if you're like me, sometimes that can be a little bit of a reality check. You can kind of listen back and say to yourself, wow, my timing is not really what I thought it was. I'm a little bit sharp, or I'm a little bit flat, or I just don't really have that quality of touch that I hear in my favorite players. And please don't make excuses like, I don't have the right guitar, it's not recorded well. Let me tell you, you can have the best equipment in the world, you can have the best instrument, the best mics, but if the playing isn't there, it's not going to sound good on tape. That being said, your guitar has to be set up well to play. If your guitar is very difficult to play, then even a really accomplished musician would pick up your guitar and struggle a little bit because you have to fight it. So record yourself and strive to get a beautiful sound. Strive to play with beautiful time and beautiful feel, musicality. Recording yourself regularly is a great way to bridge that gap of what you think you sound like and what you actually sound like, which is really important for having a sense of mastery of the guitar. Seventh habit is to perform for others. Play your songs for people. It's all well and good to play in the practice room, but I believe that you cannot properly master your instrument to the degree that you wish to without playing for other people. Because as soon as you play a song for another person, you're going to realize the weak spots in that song, that arrangement that you've been working on, as well as in your playing. You'll hear the flaws in your timing, in your touch, your articulation, and you'll probably become quite nervous when you play a song for somebody for the first time. So it's quite important to get over that and get past that point of being afraid when you play for people. And the way to do that is to develop a repertoire of songs that you've performed for people many times. That is what you hear when you go hear an accomplished guitarist in concert. You hear them play music that in most cases they've played many, many times before. So performing for others is the way to really take your playing from the bedroom to that level of mastery. Here's a bonus tip for you that I only learned recently. Teaching other people is an amazing way to deepen your understanding of the instrument. I've been teaching a lot lately, and it's really helped my playing come together. It's helped me be kind of more aware of all the little idiosyncrasies that I do and don't do on the guitar. And even if you're not the most experienced or accomplished player, if you can sit down with someone who is less experienced or accomplished than you and show them something, you're going to learn something. You may even learn more than them. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to share this gift of music and spread the music around. It's something that has really helped me become more of a master of my craft of the guitar. So the 7 habits as a recap: play regularly with other musicians who are better than you, more experienced than you, better musicians than you. Work hard on relaxing both hands when playing. It takes hard work to train yourself to relax when playing, but it's so important and so valuable. Practice deliberately. Be intentional about about what you're practicing. Be intentional about how much you're practicing and when you're practicing. And I'm not talking about, being this super rigid, disciplined person, but it's just like focusing and really paying attention to what you sound like. That's a big kind of common thread here, is bridging that gap, like I said, between what you think you sound like and what you actually sound like. Develop a great repertoire of songs. I'd recommend joining my coaching community if you're interested. I have a link below, and it opens a few times a year. I teach a lot of songs and help people develop their repertoire. It's really important, especially for fingerstyle guitar playing and solo guitar playing. Work hard on your timing. Timing is everything. Record yourself. Get a better sense of what you actually sound like. Perform for others. Get out of your comfort zone and play songs for people. Try to connect with other people, because that's what music's all about. It's meant to be shared. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. Let me know in the comments if you did. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I wish you all the best, and thanks very much for watching. Take it easy.